Dubious ones, did we just get debated by Mike Straw? We were promised a massive announcement coming right now, noon of today, right now. But was it what everybody was anticipating? Let's get into the announcement and let's talk about it. Dubious ones, if you are new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave me your feedback in the comments down below. But if you're unfamiliar, Mike Straw here, at Mike Straw Media on X, posted a few days ago, back on July 8th, that on Thursday, July 10th, an announcement is coming that wrestling fans will really enjoy. And I get to be the first to break the news here and at Insider Gaming. Now, there are lots of people like friend of the channel, Loaded as a Beast here, that said if it has anything to do with 2K25, he's going to be disappointed. The game is awful. Friend of the channel, Strizer2 Wrestling, shout out to Clint. Probably that Ultra Pro Wrestling gameplay video we've been waiting on. JB, we've had people speculating it's going to be the wrestling code. Is it going to be Fight Forever 2? Is it going to be WWE 2K? I was getting tagged in a bunch of videos, people thinking it was going to be Ultra Pro Wrestling stuff. At the official Mark here said he was 99.99% certain it's Ultra Pro Wrestling. It's your time to shine. Hyper focused games, no pressure. Where are you at, Kenny Baum? Mr. Dubs, Kenny Baum, again, friend of the channel here. Go check him out. But at Kenny Baum 4K, we should know pretty soon. Would make sense, though. The official Mark thought it was going to be an announcement of the demo. Maybe a release date. I think it goes to Steam Early Access before touching the expensive PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo tax. Yep, only time will tell, but I know one thing. If it's anything related to UPW, Dubs should be over the moon. You're damn right I would be. I'm not even seeing my response to this, which is weird. How do I see my response to this? Either way, so I said, if, and I stress if, it's Ultra Pro Wrestling, I think it could be the gameplay trailer they've been working on. They mentioned Melon Bread had been testing the game for them, which means, in my opinion, no insider knowledge, in my opinion, that there's a working demo. As if Melon Bread's testing something, I'm guessing it's a working demo of some sort. Polished or not, there's some sort of demo, I'm assuming, that he was able to test. So with some tweaks out of the way, this could be the demo release date trailer. If that's the case, I'd imagine we'd hopefully get our hands on the demo before the fall. All speculation, as I have zero insider info on this one, as I didn't. But that's where my mind went, knowing we were supposed to get a gameplay trailer, knowing that Melon Bread had tested the game and given feedback. All this, to me, hopefully points to the demo coming very soon. Fingers crossed. So, that's what we're hoping for. That's what we wanted. Now, what did Mike Straw drop upon us? I mean, he teased and people were tweeting at him and everything. What's it going to be? What's it going to be this? Is it going to be that? Everybody just going crazy. You can go check out Mike Straw at Mike Straw Media on X. But the big announcement, whether we were ready for it or not, people replying to it because people are upset about it. First report, Macho Man Randy Savage joins RetroMania Wrestling in the next DLC on September 13th, 2025. My full interview with Mike Herman of RetroSoft Studio can be found here. We talk about Macho Man, new features coming to RetroMania Wrestling on September 13th, and more. So you guys can go check it out. I will leave a link to this tweet in the description for you if you're interested in checking out that interview. But what we really need to be focused on is this was getting hyped up so much, and people in the community so many people were assuming it's Ultra Pro Wrestling or the Wrestling Code, or even a Fight Forever 2 announcement, maybe something to do with WWE 2K. I don't think anybody expected RetroMania Wrestling and a DLC announcement to be this big announcement that everybody was waiting on. I mean, this guy has, what have we got, 12,000 followers. The original post got thousands, hundreds of thousands of views. I want to find the original post for you. Bear with me here, just 1 second. Okay, so we found it here. So the original tweet had 134.4 thousand views, only 911 likes on 134,000 views. That's kind of crazy. But 134,000 views nonetheless. People really anticipating, is it wrestling game related? He said yes. Um, he even had to stress that it's not AEW related, but he can tell us that talks have picked up more on the AEW games front. What they won't do, however, is announce anything too early this time. They knew that that was a mistake. When a new game update comes, it will be closer to its planned release. So, promising news on the AEW Fight Forever front or AEW games front. Might not be, probably won't be developed by Ukes, which is kind of sad in my opinion because I think they deserve to be able to follow up on the engine that they had created and, expand upon it, kind of like how WCW NWO World Tour turned into Revenge, which turned into WrestleMania 2000 and Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, and eventually No Mercy. It would have been nice to see the Fight Forever engine get iterated on and get kind of a sequel in that regard so that we could get a better creation suite, a better career mode, all the things that were missing from Fight Forever, and then expand on the match types and modes. I would have liked that. But we'll see if we get another AEW Fight Forever video game. Regardless, my eggs are in the Ultra Pro Wrestling basket. But you can see people were tweeting at him about this original tweet over and over. No offense, but if it's not WWE related, I feel like many will be let down by the news, but I'll happily be wrong. My hopes are certainly not high, though. Well, he was right to not have them so high. If people are let down, that's their problem. This will be a big deal to a lot of people. So he was keeping the hype up, saying the hype, and he was shutting down things like maybe it's another TNA game. No. So people were really, really excited for this news. I don't think, and this is no shots, maybe it is a shot, but to the folks at RetroMania Wrestling, if you don't know what RetroMania Wrestling is, it's basically the spiritual successor, like a new kind of WrestleFest that was released like back, I think, in like 92, a game I played on the arcade as a kid when I go to like the P&E Playland or, my local whatever that had an arcade cabinet there. If they had a WrestleFest arcade cabinet, I loved that game as a kid. WrestleFest was fantastic. So I do own RetroMania Wrestling. I did play it. Not a lot of replayability. The thing with WrestleFest, the fun of it, was the fact that it was an arcade cabinet and you could play single player against the computer, but you could have 4 players playing. You could do the Royal Rumble mode. You could do a tag team going after the tag team titles mode. So you could play with a buddy, like with someone there with you on your team, or you could play in the Royal Rumble and every man for themselves. And you could have up to 4 players playing. That was kind of the fun of it, right? So having this is in today's landscape of video games without arcades, RetroMania Wrestling just didn't hit the same. I don't know about the online functionality. I don't remember at this point. I'm sure it has it. I haven't played it in so long, but I'm sure it probably does. Must have it. It must. Because the co-op aspect was like the most fun part of WrestleFest. But this is very much a WrestleFest spiritual successor, just in the same vein that Ultra Pro Wrestling is going to be a spiritual successor, a successor to the whole Aki engine of, No Mercy. So if you look at WrestleFest, being this game from 92, RetroMania Wrestling is your current day version of WrestleFest, just like if you look at No Mercy and WCW and NWO Revenge in those games, Ultra Pro Wrestling will be like the modern day version of those games, right? So RetroMania Wrestling, a very cool game. If you haven't checked it out, I do urge you guys to check it out or watch some videos on the game because it is fun, it is cool, and it does have some interesting DLC characters. Macho Man coming to the game, that is big news for fans of that game. I just don't think with like 100,000 plus people anticipating that this going to be so many different things being this, I just don't think it hit the mark. So let's take a look at the actual article itself. The Macho Man is coming back to independent wrestling games. But one thing, before I get into this article, one thing I want to point out that I think is very, very important at this point as well. Ultra Pro Wrestling, Hyper-Focus Games, Sam, team, everybody at the team, Gimbals, everybody. I do think it's really important for you guys to really get something out in this news cycle. The news cycle around this, so many people were hyped and thinking it was an Ultra Pro Wrestling demo, announcement trailer, release date announcement trailer, gameplay trailer, something to do with Ultra Pro Wrestling. They were really hyped about that. I've had so many messages and people asking me about this, comments, tweets and stuff that like people are hyped and people were thinking Ultra Pro Wrestling was going to be this big announcement and people were excited for that. So I urge Sam and team, please get on top of this. Release that gameplay trailer if you can. Get on it. I know Melon Bread was testing things for you. If we can find a release date for that demo or something, and you can get us a trailer out with that, that would make so many people so happy and would really fix this news cycle. Because I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed that this was the big announcement. But if you guys are able to put out something for the fans, really to tide them over, even if it's just a gameplay trailer, I think that would be huge. And I know you guys were working on that. I don't know the status on it. I know Melon Bread had given you some feedback, and you guys were working on tweaks and things of that nature. I myself hoping that there is a working demo of some sort, even if it's got bugs in it, that you're having Melon Bread testing. That was my assumption, in my opinion. Again, I don't know. No, do take this all with a grain of salt, because that's what I assumed he was testing for you, was some sort of demo, and then you're just tweaking that to maybe get that in our hands. I don't know. Again, speculation on my part. But if you guys are listening and watching at this point, please get us out something. If you can get us out something and announce something, you should announce something like immediately on Twitter, on X. Announce that we're getting something and give us a date sometime in the next few days or something, so people are like, okay, this wasn't Ultra Pro Wrestling, but we are getting Ultra Pro Wrestling news and an update soon. I know we had that big June update, but if you followed up something here, letting us know when we're getting that gameplay trailer or something coming up, I think now in the news cycle is your time to shine. Anyways, back to this post here. So the Macho Man is coming back to independent wrestling games. In an Insider Gaming First report, the Macho Man Randy Savage is set to be the 6th and final wrestler addition in the upcoming DLC pack for RetroMania Wrestling. Joining Macho Man in this new DLC pack will be Magnum TA, Demolition, Axe, and Smash. They weren't in the game already. I, for some reason, already thought they were in the game, but that's cool because they were in the original WrestleFest. So big stuff for them. I know Legion of Doom, I think, is in the game, right? They have to. I'm pretty sure they're in RetroMania Wrestling. Axe and Smash, I thought, were as well. Again, I haven't played this game in so long, don't know the DLC that are all there, so I apologize to those RetroMania Wrestling fans. I do own the game. I should probably boot it up on stream sometime soon, just to give it a shot, because it's been a while. Because I got it pre-release or something? No, I got it maybe right upon release. I was excited for the game because I was a big WrestleFest fan, but I have not touched it since. And the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, and Robert Gibson. So we got the Rock and Roll Express, Demolition, Magnum TA, and Macho Man. That's a cool DLC pack. I like it. I'm a fan of it. Again, here's a little trailer here. I guess we'll take a look at the trailer. I don't know about music. I don't want copyrights. We'll take a look. 9 out of 10. The developers have been extremely transparent throughout the development and clearly love this game. They love wrestling, and they are passionate about RetroMania Wrestling. That's GameReviews.com. So a nice review from Games Reviews. RetroMania recreates the feel of classic wrestling arcade games from Forbes. Indie sports games. So this came out like in 2021, right? This came out a while ago. RetroMania Wrestling. So that's why I haven't played it so long. This did come out quite a long time ago. But as you can see, some of the roster here, we've got I can't remember his name, but we have Jeff Cobb. Not Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, and I feel so bad for forgetting names. They're non-WWE names. But then we had Nick Aldis, we have Colt Cabana, the BWO, Zack Sabre Jr., the Legion of Doom was there, Tommy Dreamer, and I'm not sure. I feel so bad for Matt. Oh, God, I feel so bad for forgetting his name. You'll let me know in the comments down below, chat, but feel bad. But yes, the Macho Madness. So again, we don't want the audio in there. But see, look at me. This is very much the WrestleFest. And there you go, his different entrance attires. Like, this is very much WrestleFest in 2025 or in 2021. They have some cool new rings. I have not seen this arena. You got a Sting fan in the crowd there. That's pretty cool right there. So yeah, if you're looking for a WrestleFest style of wrestling game, a very fun, cool arcade style wrestling game, very cool. I've been playing some Fire Pro Wrestling World lately. It's been a lot of fun for a 2D sprite-based game. This is more the very classic style of WrestleFest. Very cool what the developers have done. I think their Macho Man model looks cool. I'm happy that they're still building the roster and still building out and still giving you updates on this game, even though this game came out so long ago. I think it's cool that they've got a DLC pack featuring Macho Man coming out September 13th. So that's really cool. Ahead of the announcement, Insider Gaming's Mike Straw spoke with RetroMania Wrestling creator Mike Herman for the Insider Gaming Developer Spotlight series to talk about Macho Man Randy Savage's edition, along with the rest of the DLC that launched on September 13th on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. Herman said that getting Savage for the game began after seeing him licensed in another wrestling game called WrestleQuest, as well as seeing Matt Cardona's Major Bendy's Wrestling Figures release a Macho Man figure. I'm thinking, all right, who represents, the estate of Macho Man? And, can I get them? So we made a phone call. So great. They found out that Macho Man's coming to things. They're licensing him out for stuff. So can we get him? This tells me Ultra Pro Wrestling, it could be a thing. We could see Macho Man come to Ultra Pro Wrestling. I don't know how things are going to go because the Ultra Pro Wrestling, the way they're getting their DLC, is very different from most other games. Is they're not paying them an upfront fee or anything like that. We're just giving them a straight fee, whatever that may be, for the character. They're simply going based on a DLC revenue share of a 50-50 split with no upfront cost. That way it doesn't cost Ultra Pro Wrestling anything to get them, but the development costs of putting them in the game, getting their moveset, getting everything, their models and everything set up. They do the 50-50 split for the development costs, and the rest of the revenue from those DLC go to the wrestlers' estates or whatnot. So I don't know if that'll work. I don't know, obviously, Macho Man's estate and how they're charging to get into DLC, but I could see with stuff like this coming, maybe he comes to Ultra Pro Wrestling as well. That would be very cool. But either way, those of you who are like, this DLC character, are not in Ultra Pro Wrestling, just understand that the Creation Suite is going to be very immersive. The whole game's being built around the Creation Suite and community creations. So you'll be able to get your favorite wrestler no matter what. Regardless if they're a DLC or not, you're going to get a perfect representation of your favorite DLC character through the community creations, so do not fret if a specific DLC character, like the Macho Man, doesn't make it in. But new RetroMania Wrestling features. In addition to the new roster members, the upcoming DLC features a number of free and paid deals or paid updates. The free updates include new tag team mechanics, a number of new tag team moves, a drop-down and leapfrog system, walk speed options, and the ability to remove the HUD, various camera modes, animation updates, and more. Moving to the paid side of DLC things, the $10 DLC will feature the 6 aforementioned wrestlers with 3 new arenas, 6 new handicap match types, interesting. A house show mode that sees you play random events of multiple matches, a tournament mode featuring single and tag team matches, wrestler gear customizer, tag team and world championship titles, title tracking system, and a new attract mode intro video. Cool. How do we get rid of this ad? Because it's literally covering. Can I close this? There's no way to close this ad. I shrink this down. Wow, the ad is just stuck there. So apparently I can't see whatever this is, but for free as opposed to putting behind $10 DLC, Henman said what's coming in the free update felt like they needed to go to everyone. So I guess they asked why certain things were free in the DLC and not all of it was paid. So this is the Macho Man. You get a look at the Macho Man. Looks pretty cool here. RetroMania Wrestling again looks very, very. I guess I can't zoom in anymore. It looks very WrestleFest-esque. It looks good. I'm a fan. If you're a fan of WrestleFest, those games were fun. This game is fun. Plays exactly like WrestleFest with new mechanics and extra stuff. Some of the things we wanted to add kind of just feels like this should be a base game update. He said while adding that certain features like leapfrogs and drop downs were just easier to add to the game for everyone rather than try and put that for certain players. And honestly, I think, just because maybe some people can't or don't want to pay another $10, but I think it's worth giving them a good set of features that they can look forward to, and a lot of stuff in the free version of the update. It's stuff we really listen to the players about. You can catch the full 30-minute interview with Mike Herman above and on the YouTube channel for more insider get. So great. So they interview them. I will leave a link for that stuff in the description down below if you guys want to check that stuff out. But for me personally, this is the kind of thing Ultra Pro Wrestling didn't want to do. Like, it's cool that they're giving you free stuff included with the DLC. I know Ultra Pro Wrestling themselves don't want to lock match types. Like they said, the multiple handicap match types are going to be locked behind the DLC. They don't want to lock any match types or creation parts or things of that nature behind any kind of DLC. They want to include all that as free DLC as the game evolves and goes on after release over time. The only things you will be paying for is characters or character packs or promotions, like if they link up with another real life promotion, say like an MLW, for example. Again, no spoilers, no insider information, just throwing out a random independent promotion as an example. But if they were to do something with them to be able to utilize their title belts and arenas and stuff, you'd pay for that, right? But as far as like they have a create a championship, they have a create an arena, they have all that stuff, that's all free. If they add new moves, creation parts, that sort of thing, that'll all be free. The only thing that's going to be locked is say there's a new move that is the finisher of a DLC wrestler. If there's a move that's locked to a new DLC wrestler, then that move will be locked behind that DLC. But otherwise, the only thing you'll ever pay for in a DLC is an actual wrestler or an actual promotion. You'll never have to pay for new match types. That's all going to be free. You'll never have to pay for new career mode stuff. That's all going to be free. So that's the difference with Ultra Pro Wrestling and their side of things. I fully understand having to pay for things and keep the lights on, especially 10 years, or not 10 years, sorry. This game came out in, 2020, 2021? So, 4 years after launch, I understand having a paid DLC, and if it's just the wrestlers, is that enough? So I understand both sides of it. I'm just more of a fan of Ultra Pro Wrestling side of things. It's just like, you bought our game, we appreciate you, here's the bonus stuff. So if the game's way better 5 years down the line, the people who bought it at launch aren't feeling left out because they were early supporters. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of their motto. So I like that. Anyways, Dubious Ones, let me know in the comments down below. Was this disappointing news to you? Because Mike Straw really, well, I don't know if it was so much he hyped it up. He just said it was big news coming. I think it was more maybe the community hyped it up. A lot of people tagging me left, right, and center on my opinions. Is this going to be Ultra Pro Wrestling? What's going on? Which is why I think it's really, really important. Ultra Pro Wrestling, guys at Hyper Focus Games, if you guys can put literally anything out sooner rather than later, like if you can get something out today, just letting us know that this is the date we have, a new gameplay trailer or something coming out, or, and if you can do, if you're able to do an announcement trailer for the demo or something like that, or the release date of the game or anything like that. I don't think we're that far along. I don't know if we are, as far as a demo maybe, but if you're able to get anything like that out there, I think that would be huge for the community. I'd obviously cover it. People would cover it because a lot of people in the wrestling game sphere were looking to this giant announcement that was coming today. And it said, again, an announcement is coming that wrestling fans will really enjoy, and he gets to be the first to break the news. I think Macho Man coming to anything is news that wrestling fans will enjoy, and especially if you're a fan of RetroMania Wrestling, that's great. I think that's great for this game. I like independent wrestling games getting some spotlight, so I am not trying to poo-poo on the announcement of this because I don't play RetroMania Wrestling anymore or haven't really played it since launch. Doesn't mean maybe this won't give me a reason to go back, boot up the game on stream and check it out. Maybe I'll start covering this game more because, hey, I do own it and I haven't touched it in so long, so why not? WrestleFest was fun. I could break out the old arcade stick for it, have some fun with it. Why not? RetroMania Wrestling is a fun game if you're looking for that style of arcade, sprite-based game. I personally have been loving my time with Fire Pro Wrestling World, which was released back in 2017. Had a massive slew of updates for 5 years. The Movecraft and everything they added to the game has really changed the game. Their community creations is still going strong in 2025, 8 years after launch. And yeah, I think the world of Fire Pro Wrestling right now and where it is at Fire Pro Wrestling World, that game's fantastic. So yeah, maybe I will check out RetroMania Wrestling thanks to this big announcement. So, mission accomplished as far as that goes. I just think there's going to be a lot of people that are really upset because they were hoping for a big 2K announcement, AEW Fight Forever, which he already put to bed before this announcement came out. But a lot of people were speculating Wrestling Code or Ultra Pro Wrestling. But hey, go and support the local indie wrestling games that are out there currently because we need more of this stuff. Just because WrestleFest, this style of arcade game, isn't for you, doesn't mean it's not a worthwhile game. Like, there are wrestling fans that will genuinely enjoy this game. Fans of nostalgia who like WrestleFest. I really like WrestleFest, and it is a fun game. To me, it doesn't give me long-term enjoyment. This game didn't have a lot of... It was kind of like Fight Forever. Fight Forever was really fun for the first week or so. Once you beat everything, there wasn't really reason to go back. It's not something that I want to go back and play over and over. And if there's no online player base to play against other people, playing against the AI isn't fun. I kind of saw the same thing for RetroMania Wrestling, was that after I played through the matches, played through the story mode or whatever once, that was kind of it, right? There wasn't a whole lot of reason to go back. It's not like there's a create a wrestler, community creations, reasons to go back. There's no universe mode, that sort of thing. So this is maybe thoughts for Ultra Pro Wrestling in the future too. Things that you need to hook players long term. I think the creation suite and community creations will be great for that. Create a championship, create a wrestler, create an arena, all that stuff, create a show. But a universe type mode could be helpful. If you're able to get, I know we're not getting a universe mode in Ultra Pro Wrestling, but if the career mode is able to be so replayable that there's enough branching paths that you can play through it over and over and over again with different characters, and there's a reason to go back in, change up all the wrestlers, because if you change the in-game models in Ultra Pro Wrestling, it will reflect in the career mode. So if you change Blue Collar Bill Dollar to Stone Cold Steve Austin, all of a sudden you're now playing as Stone Cold Steve Austin in that career. And same thing goes for the opponents. If you change the whole roster up to real life WWE, AEW, WWF, WCW, ECW wrestlers, that'll reflect in your career mode. So you can kind of jump from the, say, WWF to ECW to AEW you can jump through the promotions and have the different wrestlers in Ultra Pro Wrestling's career mode reflect those characters. So I think there's a lot of promise from what I've heard from the Ultra Pro Wrestling career. We're again going to have to wait and see. There's so much we don't know about it. It's just I know what they would like for it, right? So I'm really hopeful. But RetroMania Wrestling, fun wrestling game. I hope you guys, if you haven't, do give it a shot, because as you saw from this video, sorry, I didn't want the developer interview. I will leave a link in the description for it if you guys want to check that out. But just the game itself looks cool. This is the game. It is very much a spiritual successor to WrestleFest. This is what WrestleFest, I think they did it justice. The crowd looks the same. The arenas look the same, the wrestlers look the same, but you get more moves, more move variety, different positions to do moves in. But yeah, very much our 1992 wrestling game brought into 2025 and 2020, when it released 2020, 2021, whatever it was. New arenas, new game modes, very cool. I like to see games like this getting updates and that they're still getting love. And you're seeing a lot of the new wrestlers. You got to see Demolition there. Very cool. I think the models look great. I think the animations look great. I love sprite-based games, in case you couldn't tell. Big fan of the Fire Pro Wrestling series. Fan of this too. And I think after watching this, I might just have to give RetroMania Wrestling another try. So, was this a letdown? Let me know in the comments section down below. Were you let down by this big announcement? Does it make you excited to go check out RetroMania Wrestling? Have you been playing RetroMania Wrestling this whole time, or have you played it before? Let me know in the comments down below, but dubious ones, I had to give my opinion because I was staying up waiting. Made sure I was up waiting for this video, hoping it was something to do with Ultra Pro Wrestling. So I was a little disappointed initially, but after going through it, everything, I think it's great news. I think it's great that a game that's this old, that it was made by an indie dev, is still getting the love and attention and development after this many years. For the fans of the game. I think that's great, and I hope Ultra Pro Wrestling is very much the same. That 3, 4, 5 years after release, they're still giving updates. There's still free DLC and paid DLC and everything else. I hope we get much of the same from Ultra Pro Wrestling. So, fingers crossed. But anyways, again, dubious ones, your comments are needed in the comments section down below. Let me know what you think. And until the next one, thank you all for watching. Deuces.
Make way for Miss